bed and start tasting stuff that ain't even in my mouth. Because you sitting there going, I can't believe he had her. Why me? You ever sit back and reason? I got some thugged out boys I grew up with, and I go, why did God come and get me? Out of all my thugged out friends, cats dying young ages, dying in gunfights, and for whatever reason he said, that guy. That makes you go, I can't believe it. Why would he do this for me? You know, I wasn't looking for him. I wasn't sitting back. I can't take no credit for it. I can't say it's because I was a good person. In fact, I was a sinner and enjoyed it. So it wasn't like I was sitting out there going, man, I'm miserable out here. Yeah, there was times where God roughed me up. But for the most part, I had popularity. I mean, I had money. I had a little bit of all kinds of stuff that I could have just rolled in on and said, I'm good. But for some reason, God said, I'm going to go get him because he just don't know better. And I would hate for him to wake up to this reality too late. So I'm going to go have mercy on this kid. He don't deserve it. He did, not only that, he pushed him away at least 6, 7, 12, 13, 15 times when he caught him. First time, 10. Too young to really comprehend it. 19, too much testosterone, too much estrogen kicked in. You don't want to hear it because you all caught up on boys and girls. 20, now you all in your career. You trying to make the money. Then all of a sudden, marriage. You are caught up, pushing him away. And he keeps revisiting, calling. Yeah, come on, all right, I'm going to do it one day. Now, when you sit and you look back, it really he should cut me off the first time. Second time tops. But he tolerated me for an extra 15 years. Wow. An extra 20 years. That's enough to make you go, if you don't do another thing for me, I'm satisfied. That's what gives you the joy. That's what makes you go, man, I'm so excited about God. I can't tell it all. That's what makes you want to share what you've come into. That's what makes you want everybody else to experience the same joy. That's what gives you that drive to go out and witness and say, you don't know what you're missing, brother. You need to come. That's why this Bible study should be packed tonight. You see, if everybody understood the joy of salvation, they would be packed. But nobody really is going to understand it until we get there. See, when we finally get home, you talking about joy unspeakable. Man, it's going to be a party. The half has never even been told. We can't even scratch the surface of what heaven is going to be like and the feeling of joy that we're going to receive. To see him face to face and to walk around in the garden and to see the beautiful pearly gates that we've only talked about and philosophized about how it would look. And to sit back and say, man, I wonder how seraphim would look at all these strange creatures and colors and sea of crystal and glass. And now you sitting there looking at it going, it's beautiful, more beautiful than I can imagine. And then he goes, you think so? I haven't even showed you this. And he pulls me and goes, oh my God. And we run into other stuff that don't even exist on earth. Then next you know, you just poop little wings, and you're like, wait a minute, you tell me I can fly? Oh, what's up? I'm all over the place. Yeah, we gonna sit back and have a party. Now that's when the joy is going to be more real than ever. And so he says, restore to me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Says, then, now look what David said. This is how I'm going to respond when my joy comes back. This is how I'm going to respond when I get saved. This is how I'm going to respond even though I've been saved and fell off for whatever reason. This is how I'm going to respond when I get restored. David says, then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. David is saying, Lord, when you get me right, get me together, I'm going to declare war on the devil. I'm not going to go back and revisit it. Wish I would have walked away from it. Look at Lot. How Lot and his wife had to do when God told him to leave Sodom and Gomorrah. He was telling them, look, man, when you leave, don't even look back. And look how Lot had to treat his beautiful wife who decided to look back. He couldn't even stop and look back at her when she turned into a pillar of salt. Here he is, hand in hand running. She looks back, you feel her hardened up. And all he can do is just go and keep it moving. Now, that's a tough choice. But that shows when God says, I've delivered you and set you free, don't even contemplate. Nothing is worth looking back and saying, but what about me? And she I love. None of that is worth it. You know, and so he says, when you get me right, I'm going to teach others what not to do. All of the pain, suffering, situations I've gone through are designed to deliver somebody else. All of your choices, even though they may look bad at first, when it's all said and done, once you have a relationship with the Lord, He can take your pain and use it to deliver somebody else out of theirs. When you say, man, I didn't think I was going to make it, but I made it. That next person you talking to is going, man, I ain't going to make it. You kidding me? I crack up. I listen to some of the things y'all go through as young people. It's cute. It's funny that he comes and be like, you don't understand. The devil's on my back. So roll their eyes. It hurt my feelings because I'm a nice person. I don't hurt nobody. You roll their eyes. Yeah. I mean, if you were to unload some of the garbage that you really had to deal with as you get older, you're like, man, you kidding me? You can make it. Right. Don't leave the Lord because somebody rolled their eyes at you. I mean, if you're going to leave, it's going to be something major. I ain't going nowhere to live. I'm like, man, let me tell you. Everybody and everything I know blew up. So I was back. That's how bad it got. You know, that might be the and even then, I just got to stand still to the salvation of the Lord. So, we're coming to you get that on tape, please? Okay. It says, deliver. Now I lost my spot. Okay, 14. All right, so he says, deliver me from thy blood guiltiness. Now, he said, man, I got blood on my hands. I'm guilty. Oh God, that thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. Now, here's the praise starting to come back, okay? He says, man, when you deliver me, now I'm going to sing aloud of your righteousness. Really, your deliverance is designed, everything is designed to give God the glory. It's all designed to point back to what God has done for you. So even the trials and tribs that you go through, and you hit that low point where you're like, I can't get out of this. I am so low right now. I'm covered with mud and it's stacked on top of me and I feel like I can't breathe and I'll never see the bright of day. And then God reaches down in that muck and mire and pull you out. It's not so you can boast about how you survived down there. It's not how you can be like, man, I had a straw sticking out. I'm good. It's not that, man, I just stood down there and tightened up like, man, I ain't going nowhere. Nah, it's all designed for you to say, if it had not been for the Lord who's on my side, I would have perished a long time ago. That's it. Because when you're in the mud, you're in the mud. Try getting out of quicksand. See what happens. You stuck. I don't care if you move and swim, talking about I'm just going to move real slow. Nah, man. None of that matters. You will sit in that quicksand and sink unless somebody extend their hand to pull you out. And so, he says, where am I at? Verse what? 15. Oh Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy, here it is. And we will, wait a minute, I got a couple more verses I need to read. He says, and we will show forth thy praise. Now, you wonder why we act like we do when we get to church. I wish, and I invite any of you all that don't have a church home to come out and visit. Because, I'm going to let you know, and if you're a college student, enjoy yourself over in the dusky corner. I like to see the young people, the dusky corner, the young people from the college. They get down and they start shouting, and I love it, man. You know, they got that new shout, you know, the old people season, they got the cute shout. The young people tear up the whole bench, tear it out, you know what I'm saying? They just start going crazy. People get up out the way like, you know, but when you get seasoned, you get up, pull your pants leg up. Then you get to turn around. Yeah, you get seasoned. But when you're young, you don't care. You just like, I'm going to tear up everywhere. You know what I'm saying?